subway slashings to surging anti-Semitic attacks, crime is a center point of debate in New York City. Concerns about the future of law and order in the Big Apple are heightened with the election of incoming socialist mayor Zohran Mamdani. This past week, he stoked worries with his new chief of staff appointment, a woman regarded as the architect behind his campaign proposal to radically overhaul the NYPD. Makenzie Frost reports on hopes Mamdani can deliver safer streets versus worries he intends to erode the thin blue line.
More than 8 million people call New York City home, and it plays a larger-than-life role. Wall Street is the center of the financial universe, and Times Square is the crossroads of the world. Now, all eyes are on newly elected Mayor Zohran Mamdani, a Democrat socialist who soared to victory on November 4th with more than 1 million votes in the largest turnout since 1969.
Safety and justice will go hand in hand as we work with police officers to reduce crime.
The 34-year-old campaigned on sweeping changes for New York City. A new direction brings support from New Yorkers and hesitancy.
I'm hopeful. You never know with these things.
On the campaign trail, Mamdani called to defund the police. He softened that with promises of a new direction for the NYPD. From current police responding to all calls to creating a new department staffed with social workers and mental health professionals to handle nonviolent calls instead of police. Keep the force at roughly what the mayor-elect's office claims is around 36,000, but cut overtime spending significantly. And decriminalize many misdemeanors like prostitution, reduce arrests and prosecution for nonviolent offenses. Fewer police resources is something Bronx hardware store owner Robert Morales is worried about, especially given the current criminal activity.
This is the Wild Wild West.
This store has been in Morales' family for 40 years. Shoplifting has been such a major problem for him since COVID, he crafted this makeshift loss prevention system. But if someone does slip through and slip out with stolen merchandise, Morales says he's concerned Mayor-elect Mamdani's policing plan will cut into his bottom line.
All right, thanks a lot, boss.
Are you hopeful that things will change when it comes to shoplifting and police response?
I don't think it's going to happen. He wants to turn this into a little misdemeanor, so he's just going to give him a little slap on the wrist.
NYPD spent $955 million on overtime in budget year 2024. Cutting that could mean less officers on the street and available to prevent crimes that have impacted innocent bystanders on the street and below. Mamdani's history of calling the NYPD racist and backing the defund the police movement raises red flags for Jim Quinn, former executive assistant district attorney in Queens, New York.
He has apologized for some of his comments and, made a public apology to NYPD overall. Do you believe and trust his apology?
Look, I'm willing to give anybody a chance, but these statements were not made, when he was 16 years old. He was 28 years old. He was running for the New York State Assembly, and he seemed very comfortable saying them. He's basically saying, I'm sorry I said it. I mean, he's sorry, I think, that it came out.
With the lowest number of NYPD officers in 25 years, Quinn says the staffing problems will get worse.
The ranks of the New York City Police Department are going to decrease because police officers are not going to stay under this mayor if he does what he says he's going to do.
Leaving less police to step in to protect against rising anti-Semitic attacks. In 2017, there were 116 Jewish hate crime complaints in New York City. That number jumped to 344 in 2024.
One of the things that I would think the good mayor should do is increase security for the synagogue, increase security for Jewish areas, not decrease them.
David El-Ghazi has been the rabbi of Havarat Israel Synagogue in Queens for 45 years. Previous comments about the police aren't the only concerns he has with Mamdani.
Do you think that the language that he uses could harm the Jewish community?
Of course. Political leaders, like all leaders, whatever they say has a great influence.
Do you have extra security precautions in place now?
We are planning, yes.
What do you need to hear from him to make you feel more reassured?
I would be willing to forget what he said, but he needs to act and he needs to speak in a very different tone, and should be done pretty quickly.
The conventional wisdom would tell you that I am far from the perfect candidate. I am young, despite my best efforts to grow older. I am Muslim. I am a democratic socialist. And most damning of all, I refuse to apologize for any of this.
New York City's mayor-elect is dynamic and defiant, but it's his direction that New Yorkers are anxiously awaiting to unfold. For Full Measure, I'm Makenzie Frost in New York City.